Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Cedric Kennedy, and today we'll be talking about parenting the country. And I'm keeping it on this screen just to see if anyone can catch the snarky reference. I'm not even going to tell you what it's to, but if you get it, no matter what vile thing you say, I'll put a heart up under what you got to say. If you just can say where that came from. Now, if you get that, listen to it. See if it matches. Now, parenting the country. And yes, I got my name and Sidra's up there just in case she wants to chime in. But I'm going to try to be direct here. Okay, so for those that got a kid, taking care of kids, been a guardian, and had prolonged exposure to quote unquote raising a child, raising a teenager. Okay. They say it's not easy, but it is. It's real easy. It can be frustrating because if you have an idea, if you have an idea of how you want that child to grow up, well, that's a little bit too much of a control freak. Because people grow up and they like what they like. They don't grow up to like what you like. You understand? So, if you are raising a child to do what you do, and that child does not take interest, and all of a sudden you're disappointed and you're showing it, you're sighing, you're making poor gesticulations, you're not as confident about your kid when you're speaking to your child or children, that's going to rub off. They're going to pick up on that. You're going to say some not mean things, but not as encouraging. If you're a doctor and you want your child to be a doctor, you're like, man, my child's going to be the best doctor, or some kind of practitioner thereof in the medical field, that's going to be awesome. Because I'm that, and just having that in the family, a family of this, and your child doesn't do that, and then suddenly, let's say your child wants to be a lawyer, a malpractice level lawyer, or a firefighter, or a farmer, or something like that, and then you just, I did have hope that you want to be, somewhere what I'm doing, but yeah, fine, do what you got to do. They're going to hear that. They're going to pick up on that. And as soon as they absolutely understand it, that child is traumatized for life now. Because now, no matter what you do, that child will know that you are disappointed and you are not happy, and you will never be happy with that child because that child is not living your life. That breeds bad society. So let's say you want to have a child that loves you unconditionally. And I mean, you are the cool parent. You are awesome. There is nothing that you could do wrong. You're just favorable, Honestly, the way you're going to have to raise that child, and this is true. You have to raise that child so that you teach that child how to get out of trouble. That's the first thing you have to do. When that child messes up, you can't chastise the child. You can't punish. You can't spank, whoop. You can't point out the flaw. You can't guide to be better. You can't sigh. None of that. You can't be frustrated. You just have to let that child know, okay, look, other people you be in trouble with, but I'm gonna teach you how to get out of trouble. I'm gonna tell you how to get out of it once you're in it. That's what you're gonna have to do if you want to be the awesome parent. That awesome parent. When that child messes up, you don't get on it. No, just, okay, look. Okay, yeah, that was bad. That hurt me. That probably hurt them. And that probably hurt you a little bit. But you know what? That's water under the bridge because it don't really matter. So you just going to do what you're finna do now. I'm going to do this. Just let them know it don't matter. That there's no consequence. Because the truth is, that's exactly what children want. Now, any adult would say, "Oh, the children want structure. They want discipline. They want, for you to be a parent." No, that child wants to do what it wants to do and not get in trouble. And the child just might be experimenting, and that's it. And you can say, well, you know what? You was obviously just curious, and you set the couch on fire, But now the couch will be set on fire, so you might not want to do that again because we like that couch. You saved most of the couch anyway. Now you get a cover, and then the couch is set on fire again, and there's no punishment. So you got the pattern there. That's the cool parent. And you think I'm wrong? Think how many parents take care of their kids, raise their kids. Kids not happy with them, but for some reason, grandparents, uncles, and aunts are awesome. There's no discipline, and they're the fun ones because they let their kid get away with anything. Kid can say whatever, be whatever, do whatever. And the consequences at best are mild. So, that's parenting. What do you let your kid get away with? You could be overbearing. Your kid can't say bad grammar. Your kid can't write a bad sentence. Your kid can't have a accidental squiggly line while trying to write letters. Your kid, can't have hair out of place. The clothes must be creased when ironed. If they aren't ironed, then the kid is a horrible being. Yeah, you could be a very overbearing, there is moderation. There is moderation. And you find moderation in empathy. You find it in understanding, coaching, guiding, not controlling. There's a big difference. Hey, you're swinging that bat, practicing baseball. Well, look, let me show you how to hold it. And then you can get a good grip. And with that good grip and a good stance, you can really put your power into it. You can show them that. Demonstrate it. Chill. It's all good. And then have the kid practice and proof positive right there. You can do bad coaching. You're holding it wrong. Hold it higher. Spread your legs. Not like that, stupid. Further back. Further forward. What is wrong with you? Did your parents teach you front from back? No, to your left. You're right-handed. What is wrong with you? Yeah. You saw the ball coming at you. Why didn't you duck? No, I ain't picking you up off the floor. It could be a lot of stuff. Bad coaching. Throw the ball to him. He's fast. Okay, you're the fastest one on the team. You caught the ball. You saw the dude coming right at you. You go to the end zone. Why didn't you go left or right? You just let him bowl you over. Ball fell out your hand. You ain't tell me to move, sir. So, I knew I'd get one of them. So, there's different styles. So here's the thing. This country, every human being, every U.S. citizen, every U.S. inhabitant is a parent. And every parent is also a child. So you need accountability. What do you let the children get away with in this country? Think about it. Now, some might say, you're letting them get away with destroying the country with the riots, with the protests. Okay, I hear you, and that makes sense. The protests, they're uncivil, they're making all this other ruckus, and yeah, okay. All right. But tell me, what led to that happening? See, parents got to be accountable because you got to lead by example. So what are you doing? That's the question. Like you over here beating the wall in, you're cracking the doors and the windows. What's wrong with you? what would that person say? I mean, I'm just trying to be part of the riot. Nobody else is doing it. What you doing? What's the truth? I like being destructive and I saw my chance. Okay, fair enough. But do you know what you're really doing? And you can explain how what they're doing is offsetting the whole point of the protest. You see cops out there shooting people. I mean, a guy was filming a cop from above, probably about 3 stories up. The cops saw him filming and literally fired a bullet at him. And it was so high up, and the gun was good, weak caliber, so it just bounced off the window. And he was like, whoa, shit, he just shot at me. So, what are you letting the cops get away with? I mean, parents, listen to me. And that's anybody out there. You're a parent. Okay? I want you to hear me. Just turn off your tribals. Turn off your politics. Turn off all of that. Turn off your religion. Turn that off. I want you to sit down, close your eyes, and envision people standing around holding their signs, begging, on their feet, shouting for change. Stop the violence. The lives of these people mean something. We want change. We want to be peaceable. And for that, a group of uniform dressed people with weapons run at them, shoot a possibly sight-ending spray into their face, shoot illegal tools of war at them. They shoot them in the face, in the neck, under the eye, with rubber bullets. They electrocute them. They beat them with solidified hardened sticks. And you ask them why. What could the answer be? Because if you yourself was walking down the street and you saw 12-year-old girl looking for her mother. Mom, where are you? Mom, where are you? I can't find you, Mom. And you see somebody go up to that girl and smack her across the face and tell her to grow up. Nobody's always going to be around to help you. Now tell me, would you be offended? Would you find that an atrocity? Now the girl is crying. She's scared. She's in pain. She's on the ground. Her face is bruised. It's all red. She's just sobbing. She's calling for her mom. And then that same person kicks her in the stomach. Are you going to stop it? Or are you going to keep walking? Because you're the parent at that moment. She doesn't have one. And this 12-year-old girl is getting her tail beat by someone that neither you nor she knows. How do you respond? I think that's a good question. Now, are you going to say that little girl shouldn't have been running her mouth and calling for her mom? Are you going to say she's 12, why don't you have a full-time job? What are you going to say to excuse someone beating this girl down? Just asking. I mean, wouldn't it be just as vile as some serious helpful, overly kind, elderly man returning gear to somebody, and then that person just says, "Get out my way," shoves him down, cracks his skull, and kills his ability to ever walk again? What would you do? How would you feel about that? Now, here's my question. And something that you could do any and every given moment. You go to your favorite fast food restaurant and you order something, and that something takes a while, so you go and you say, "Hey, look, it's been 5 minutes. Why don't I have my burger and drink? What is taking so long?" They come around the counter and throw you to the floor and kick you. We cook as slow as we feel like it. What's wrong with you? Now get your dumb ass up and wait for the food. How you gonna feel? What you gonna do? Because the people looking on, they're the parent. And they're letting that person that just assaulted you get away with it. You gonna be the cool parent? That awesome parent? Are you gonna be a overbearing disciplinarian? Are you going to be somewhere in the middle? Are you going to be accountable? Are you going to be forward thinking? I think that's a good question. What type of person do you want to parent the situation that you find yourself in? Because if you only want accountability when something happens to you, then you are highly unaccountable. Your accountability should be for everyone, and everyone's should be for you. And if you can't be civil, then why can you be at all? Because if me as a parent, honestly, me as a parent, when somebody hurts my daughter, you can only imagine how I feel when I can't do anything to help her. I'm not there at the moment. I can't do anything. So you know what I try my best to do? Give her the tools to help herself. And not only am I giving her the tools to help herself, I am letting her know I am there to help you too. I will help you through my teachings. I will help you as your advocate. There are things that my daughter will not be able to handle. She will not know enough information. And even then, most likely, because she's a kid, just because she's a kid, she's not going to be taken serious. She's not going to be listened to. And when it's adult and the kid just has to be wrong, you've killed the accountability. What have you taught that kid? Because you are the parent. You are showing that kid that when that kid gets older, they can be as unaccountable as you are. And since no one is helping that child isn't going to help anybody. And when that child gets used to not helping anyone and learning how to get out of trouble on his or her own, then that child's only going to be able to be around those that do the exact same thing. And they're going to grow. And they're going to be a club. And they're going to have power. And they're going to have demands. And those demands will get met, because if they don't, there's going to be some serious consequences. How we parent is how we are governed. We don't like the governing. We don't like how we're treated. We need to be better parents. We need others to be better parents. And we need the children to be accountable. We need the parents to be accountable. You want change? You want solutions? I just gave it to you. Be better people. Be accountable. Be honest. Be upfront. Be for them as you want them to be for you. I hope you can do that. I hope you hear me. Parenting the country is easy. But when you give the children the ability to do anything carte blanche, then you're a bad parent. And you cannot complain when those children govern you as bad as they have been. Change begins at the parent. It ends with the child that becomes the parent. What cycle will we be in soon? So everybody get your parenting on. Moderation, accountability, empathy. Watch the videos. Watch the police videos. The rioters, the protesters owe nothing. They owe no thanks. They don't. They are owed civility. They are owed accountability. They are owed decency. They are owed a better government. They are owed a government not owned by corporations. But then again, if you keep parenting children to just get out of trouble and that it's okay and there's one group that's not as good as you, this is what we get. I hope you hear me. I hope you do. And I hope you followed me all this time. I know this was slow, but I wanted to be very exact. I really did. This has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. I hope you did, so I can say thank you for listening.